Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Oh. Thank you. You're all too kind. I must say, I'm a little nervous. My name is Stephanie Mack. I'm the executive director of the UB Law Alumni Association, and I assumed this role following a true icon, Eileen Fleischman. So I'm nervous because what we're here tonight is something that she's worked so hard on for decades. A wonderful culmination of stories of our amazing alumni, friends, and community. And we're finally going to celebrate our digital archive of the Harry A. Racklin Oral History Project. So welcome, everybody. I am so thrilled and honored to be here. Thank you all for coming, and we're going to get started with our program. But first, I'd like to welcome some special guests. Jean Racklin and her family are here. Thank you so much for coming. Our university colleagues, Kathleen Heckman and Thomas MacArthur, thank you so much for coming. And I think I saw Provost Weber, too. Hi, Provost Weber. Thank you for coming. We have several esteemed members of the judiciary here today. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, we have members of our Dean's Advisory Council, the Law Alumni Association, and the Goal Group, including several past presidents. Thank you all so much for being here today. It is now my honor to welcome the 21st Dean of UB School of Law, and he's a great friend to all of us as well. Please welcome Dean Todd Brown.
Thank you, Stephanie. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you. I want to thank you all for joining us today for the official launch of the Harry A. Racklin, Class of 1926, Oral History Project. This project has been in the making for more than 2 decades. It's wonderful to see so many alumni, faculty, students, and friends, as well as former faculty and our former dean, Barry. I'm especially pleased that Jean Racklin and so many of her family and friends could come out here today. And I should also note, including both of her children. So, a little more than 20 years ago, Jean's husband, the late Lauren Racklin, decided to generously support a new initiative of the Law Alumni Association, an oral history project. Lauren recognized the importance of memorializing the giants of our legal community, the trailblazers and legal stars, including his father, Harry A. Racklin, a 1926 UB Law graduate for whom this project is named. Since the launch of this project, Lauren and Jean have continued to support its ongoing work, ensuring its growth and continuity. Their commitment made today's celebration possible, and Jean, I would like to thank you personally. And just as Lauren and Jean understood the importance of preserving our legacy, we gather today with that same sense of purpose. Today's celebration and the Oral History Project itself reflect who we are as a law school and the story that we are building together. Since 1887, when our law school was founded by a visionary group of lawyers and judges, UB Law's legacy has been shaped by people whose experiences, convictions, and generosity of spirit have carried it forward. That community-rooted foundation is what we call our blueprints. If you look into the history of this law school, you may get a sense of the extraordinary people who have attended, taught, mentored, and otherwise contributed to the critical role this school plays locally, statewide, and across the globe. That history continues today, and we are excited by the contributions our people continue to make and that our people will continue to make into the future. Our legacy is carried forward, but these stories don't live in books alone. They live in voices, in memories, and the stories that our people share about their experience at UB Law and how it changed them, how they in turn changed the world around them. Our legacy is carried forward, person by person, story by story. The Oral History Project memorializes these voices. With nearly 200 interviews and recordings, it gives us an exceptional window into our lived history, what it felt like to be a student here decades ago, how our programs have evolved, how our graduates have shaped the profession, and how our shared values took root. These accounts remind us that our history is not abstract, it's personal, it's human, it's textured, it's carried by individuals whose unique experiences are all a part of our story. And as we look ahead to UB Law's 140th anniversary next year, this project has special meaning. With this collection now publicly accessible and showcased here in O'Brien Hall, in a beautiful display, which we will unveil shortly, future generations can understand and appreciate the legacy that they've inherited and the responsibility they now carry forward. Many thanks to all of our partners in this project, the Racklin family, the UB Law Alumni Association, the university, and the many alumni and friends who shared their time and reflections. Several of you are here tonight. Your voice, I should also say many thanks again to our own Eileen Fleshman. I'm going to go off script for just a second here. I think I might have been interim dean for a week when Eileen came into my office and said, I would like to do this, and this. And she had a list of about 40 people she wanted to interview. Can you fund it? And of course, right. We whittled it down a little bit. But that is the kind of spirit that she has brought to this project for more than 2 decades. And Eileen, I know this is a special day for you. And can we all just give Eileen a really great round of applause? The voices that have been collected over the years are our living legacy. They preserve the spirit of UB Law. They light the path for future generations to follow. Thank you all again for coming out to celebrate this project. And, well, I will now move on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dean Brown. We're grateful for your leadership and that you're here with us celebrating tonight. So the next person I'd like to introduce is, now we are going to play our oral history video, which brings this project to life and celebrates the legacy and helps us carry it forward. So please direct your attention to the TV monitor and enjoy.
I'm so excited and thrilled that the Oral History Project is going to be made accessible to our alumni and the legal community. It was time to tell the stories of the alumni, the faculty, our friends, in their own words, in the context of their time, their political and social time.
I was very concerned when my father passed away that a generation had been lost. They bridged the area from the turn of the century, the 20th century, to the 21st century.
I have always said that if you want to be a lawyer, you should have an interest in people, because that's what law is basically about, people, and how the law affects us.
To really see these people and hear about their trials, tribulations, successes, and ultimate achievements, it makes it a little bit more special.
It's a living legacy because it's more than a written history. It's their personal stories.
My legacy, what I would want to be remembered for, is a person who gave more than 100% all the time. I want to give more than 100% to the citizens that I serve as a public servant. I want to give more than 100% to the community I live in. This society is only as good as the people in it, and I want to be one of those good people in it.
The great thing about law school is that it gives you a chance to go where you've never been before.
My legacy is not something that's my legacy, but it's something that's very important to me. And that is that one person can make a difference. One person can make a difference. And the law is a fabulous platform to do that on.
The Oral History Project matters because it is a permanent preservation of the stories of our alumni, our law school, and our legal community, and we'll have it forever.
And oral history serves as a bridge between the past accomplishments of the law school and its future aspirations.
And now I'd like to introduce our current Law Alumni Association president, somebody who I have no doubt will one day be in this archive, along with so many other friends in this room. I can't wait for you all to be interviewed, by the way, if you haven't yet. Please welcome Patricia Ciccarelli, current Law Alumni Association president, owner and founder of Schnitter, Ciccarelli, and Mills, and somebody I consider a very dear friend.
Good afternoon, and thank you everyone for joining us. As the president of the Law Alumni Association, I am honored and now very emotional as looking around the room. I know I saw a lot of faces that I think shared that. This is going to be really an incredible, incredible project. But thank you everyone for coming. And on behalf of our Law Alumni Association, we want to thank everyone who has contributed to this amazing oral history project. The Oral History Project has always been a partnership between the Law Alumni Association and this phenomenal law school that we all call home. What began as a simple idea more than 2 decades ago has grown into a remarkable archive because both the law school and the association and Dean Eileen deeply believed in the importance of preserving our shared history. I have the privilege of extending our heartfelt gratitude today to those whose dedication have brought this project to life. So first, I want to begin with the late Loren Racklin and his wife, Jean. Thank you from the bottom of all our hearts, I am sure. As the dean noted, it was Loren's vision that cemented this project more than 20 years ago. He understood that our history lives in the voices of our alumni and deeply believed in preserving these stories. Jean embraced that vision, and together they have helped to sustain it with their generosity and their unwavering support. Thank you. We are extremely grateful to the Office of the Dean, the Charles B. Sears Law Library, and the University of Buffalo, all of whom have provided the essential guidance and support in countless ways to keep the project moving through all these years. And to the law school alumni, advancement, communications, and IT teams, along with our external partners. Michael Fritsch and Judith Wayland at Randforce Associates, Mike Gluck at Gluckworks, and Neil Purek at Digimentors, Digital Marketing and Strategic Communications. Thank you. Their collective expertise, coordinating interviews, preserving recordings, building the digital infrastructure, and developing our online oral history platform has transformed hundreds of conversations into a cohesive, accessible, and enduring resource. We also extend our thanks to the many alumni volunteers, including numerous board members who conducted interviews year after year under the leadership of our former executive director, Eileen Fleshman, and of course our current executive director, Stephanie Mack. Eileen, Stephanie, and all our volunteers have poured their hearts into this work, capturing stories, insights, and lived experiences of those interviewed. Their dedication and their commitment is evident in each and every recording, which will now be forever captured. Today, as we launch this project publicly, we celebrate not only the stories we've collected, but the very spirit behind the stories. A community that shows up, works together, and takes pride in the legacy we are passing on to future generations of UB Law students and UB lawyers. On behalf of the UB Law Alumni Association, heartfelt thanks to everyone who contributed in any way. We are proud to have built this together and even prouder to share it with all of you today. Thank you so very much.
Patricia, I agree. This is emotional. Just so cool, such a special and unique and wonderful event. And it's about to get even more emotional because the woman behind it all is about to come up and give us a toast. Eileen, I'm looking at you. Oh, the champagne, that's right. It's gonna be circulated, so let's give it a moment. I also wanna give some thanks to Peter Fleischman right now. He's been along for this ride. All right, so we'll pass the champagne, and Eileen will come up.
Does everyone have their glass? Their juice glass? Because we would never drink booze in O'Brien Hall. First, I want to thank Todd and Stephanie and Pat for those over-the-top, wonderful remarks they made about me. I'm happy that it's being videotaped and I can send them to my family. I'd like to propose a toast. A toast to a father remembered. And more than remembered, a father memorialized. Harry A. Racklin, class of 1926, is so beautifully honored by his son Lauren, both of blessed memory. The Racklin name will now be forever linked with our history. We are gathered here today to celebrate more than a new display in our lobby. We are here to honor the voices of those brilliant minds, tireless advocates, and dedicated mentors who built our legal community. By unveiling this display, we are taking those voices and giving them a permanent home. For our students, may the oral history be a source of inspiration, reminding you that you are walking in the footsteps of titans. For our faculty, alumni, and friends, may it be a mirror reflecting the enduring values that define who we are. Let us all raise a glass with me to the stories we have captured, to the ones we have yet to record, and to the future we are all writing together. Cheers!
Please feel free to come up and see it. Enjoy the food and beverages. Have a wonderful time celebrating with us, and thank you so much for being here.